Rain lashed against the windows, wind howled like a banshee. Inside, Sarah read a book, seeking comfort from the storm's fury. A sudden, sharp rapping on her front door startled her. Who would be out on a night like this? Peeking through the peephole, she saw them. Two children, a boy and a girl, huddled on her porch. They looked soaked, lost and desperate. Sarah's heart went out to them. She opened the door slightly, a wave of cold air instantly chilling her to the bone. "Can I help you?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper above the storm's roar. The children looked up, their faces obscured by the darkness. "Can we come in?" the boy asked, his voice flat, emotionless. "We won't hurt you. We just need to use your phone." Hesitation gripped Sarah. Something felt off. The children's voices lacked the usual fear or urgency of lost children. Their stillness was unnerving. "Are your parents nearby?" she asked, trying to place their age. They couldn't be older than 10 or 11. "Our parents are gone," the girl replied, her voice as hollow as an empty tomb. "Please, we just need to call someone." The boy stepped forward, pushing against the door with surprising strength. Sarah's apprehension grew. "I'm sorry," she stammered. "I can't let you in, but I can call the police for you." Terror, raw and consuming, seized Sarah. Her hand flew to her mouth to stifle a scream. The children's eyes, those black pits devoid of light, seemed to bore into her soul. "Let us in," the boy hissed, his voice taking on a guttural, inhuman tone. "We won't ask again." The girl's face contorted into a grotesque mockery of a smile, revealing teeth that seemed too sharp, too pointed. Panic flooded Sarah's senses. She slammed the door shut and fumbled for the lock. The pounding on the door resumed instantly, harder, more insistent. Sarah scrambled back, her heart threatening to burst from her chest. She could hear the children's voices through the heavy wood, distorted and menacing, whispering words she couldn't understand. Each syllable sent shivers down her spine. Finally, as abruptly as it began, the noise stopped. The storm raged on, but Sarah found no comfort in its familiar fury. The image of the children, their hollow voices, and those terrifying black eyes remained seared into her mind. Sleep was impossible. Every creak of the house, every sigh of the wind sent her heart racing. She had never experienced such primal fear, a terror that seemed to seep into her very bones. Days turned into a sleepless blur. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, hunted. The memory of those eyes, those black, bottomless pits reflecting nothing human, haunted her waking hours and tormented her dreams. Ordinary sights and sounds took on a sinister edge. The laughter of children playing sent chills down her spine. She had looked into the abyss, and the abyss had looked back. Sarah wasn't alone. As she delved into the depths of online forums and obscure websites, she stumbled upon countless stories, chillingly similar to her own. Reports of encounters with the black-eyed children surfaced from all corners of the globe. Witnesses described the same unsettling details: the pale skin, the unnervingly adult voices, the piercing black eyes that seemed to devour light and reason. Some encountered the children in groups, others alone. Some saw them in broad daylight, others in the dead of night. But the common thread that ran through every story was the overwhelming sense of dread, the primal fear that gripped the witnesses. Theories abounded, ranging from escaped experiments to alien visitors, from demonic entities to vampires. The black-eyed children remained an enigma, a terrifying whisper in the darkness. What happened to those who ignored their instincts, who allowed the black-eyed children to cross their thresholds, remained a subject shrouded in shadow and speculation. Some whispers spoke of sudden illnesses, strange occurrences, and unexplained phenomena plaguing the lives of those who had extended a hand of kindness, or perhaps a moment of weakness. There were tales of families disappearing without a trace, their homes left empty, their belongings untouched, as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Some spoke of encountering the black-eyed children again, their eyes burning brighter, their smiles wider, their voices dripping with an insidious sweetness as they claimed their due. The stories were fragmented, passed from one terrified individual to another, amplified and distorted through the lens of fear and hearsay. But the consistency of the accounts, the chilling similarities in the details, and the raw terror woven into every word, hinted at a darkness far more profound than mere imagination. One recurring theme sent shivers down the spines of even the most skeptical readers. The black-eyed children always asked for permission to enter. They never threatened, never forced their way in. They relied on persuasion, on manipulation, preying on the empathy and compassion that resided in the hearts of their potential victims. It was as if some unseen law bound them, some cosmic rule that prevented them from crossing the threshold without an invitation. This detail, more than anything else, spoke to a sinister intelligence, a calculated malevolence that understood the intricacies of human nature and exploited our innate desire to help those in need. The black-eyed children, regardless of their origins or their purpose, represented a darkness that defied explanation, a chilling embodiment of the unknown. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the sleepy suburbs of America, from the ancient villages of Europe to the vast plains of Australia, the stories echoed. The black-eyed children seemed to appear wherever fear resided, drawn to the vulnerable, the isolated, those most susceptible to their unsettling charms. Their presence transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences, hinting at a phenomenon far more ancient and pervasive than modern society could comprehend. Some researchers attempted to explain the sightings as a form of mass hysteria, a shared delusion fueled by internet lore and sensationalized media reports. Others pointed to psychological factors, suggesting that witnesses might be misinterpreting ordinary encounters due to stress, fatigue, or underlying mental health conditions. The black-eyed children, it seemed, defied easy categorization, existing somewhere in the murky realm between myth and reality. Those who dismissed the black-eyed children as mere figments of overactive imaginations often pointed to the lack of concrete evidence. There were no photographs, no video footage, no physical proof to substantiate the claims. But for those who had looked into those black, fathomless eyes, the evidence was etched onto their souls, a permanent reminder of the encounter that had shaken them to their core. The true terror of the black-eyed children lay not in any physical harm they inflicted, but in the lingering dread, the inexplicable events, and the subtle shifts in reality that seemed to follow in their wake. Witnesses reported electronic devices malfunctioning, animals behaving erratically, and a pervasive sense of being watched, as if unseen eyes followed their every move. Some experienced vivid nightmares, haunted by the children's hollow voices and piercing gazes. The black-eyed children, it seemed, possessed an uncanny ability to weave themselves into the fabric of their victims' lives. The true nature of the black-eyed children remained an enigma, a chilling mystery that continued to captivate and terrify in equal measure. Were they lost souls, demonic entities, extraterrestrial visitors, or something else entirely, something that defied human comprehension? The answers, like the children themselves, remained elusive, shrouded in shadow and speculation. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the phenomenon was the lack of a clear motive. What did these children want? Why did they appear at doorsteps, their eyes pleading for entry? Some theorized they fed on fear, drawing sustenance from the terror they instilled in their victims. Others believed they sought to open a portal to another dimension, using human hosts as unwitting keys. Whatever their purpose, the black-eyed children served as a stark reminder of the vastness of the unknown. As the sun began its final descent, casting long shadows across the world, the stories of the black-eyed children served as a cautionary tale, a whispered warning passed down through generations. They reminded us that not all mysteries are meant to be solved, that some doors are best left unopened, and that the most innocent of appearances can often conceal the most sinister of intentions. The next time you hear a knock at your door late at night and see two children standing on your porch, their faces obscured by the darkness, remember the stories. Remember the chilling tales of the black-eyed children. Trust your instincts. Listen to the primal fear that whispers warnings in the depths of your soul. And whatever you do, never ever invite them in. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, please subscribe to my channel for more eerie stories and mysterious encounters.